God today. Praise be to God. Today, basically, ang topic natin is rising up to the occasion. Rising up to the occasion. First of all, one of the things that sinabi ko nga sa inyo, we are in the beginning stages of a move of God. Right now, it seems to be going very slow because God is first dealing with the church. Okay? One of the things that we have seen in the book of Acts, especially nung panahon ni Sapphira at husband niya, is that they made a simple lie in the church and they died. Okay? But makikita natin, especially now, sometimes there are much more grosser sins than that, or trespasses, but it seems that people are getting away with it. Well, during that time, the glory of God was very intense. And I believe the glory of God is going to become intense once again. Okay? But in the meantime, God is preparing the church, calling the church basically to rise up to the challenge. Now is the time. Now is the hour that I'm going to manifest myself in the Word. Like I said, it's going to be a revival that will not end. Okay? And basically God is calling the church and saying, if you want more of me, you want me to use you more and more, you want to move in the deeper waters. It's like the vision of pinakita ng Panginoon kay Ezekiel of a river of water, first ankle deep, then knee deep, then up to the hips. And God is saying, I'm calling you to the deeper waters. Well, if you want to go into the deeper waters with God, then praise be to God, there are some things we just have to give up so that we can give more time to Him. Paliwanag ko ba? So I believe that's what God is calling the church to do. Sabi nga putting away those things that are hindering us. Putting away the weights and the sins that's holding us back so that we might run with the Lord. Right now, maybe some of us are walking with the Lord in a matter of speaking. Maybe some are just crawling with the Lord. But it won't be very long before the anointing gains momentum. Before the move of God gains in strength. And then we will be running with God. Sabi nga when we wait upon the Lord, we will not lose strength. We will gain in strength, the strength of God. We must be able to contain this power, this anointing, this glory that heaven is beginning to release right now. Amen? In the past, we've seen manifestations of the dark side. How that people have gotten so enamored or attracted sa mga things of darkness. No? Like, nakakaroon mga vampire look. People actually try to go out of the way to put on a vampire look. Or yung mga zombie kind of look. And things like that, things of darkness. But God is beginning to, step by step, allow the environment, the atmosphere, the power of heaven to break through into our world. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, God is going to show us, okay, you've seen how the darkness looks like. Let me show my world to you. Okay? And guess who is going to be ating mga tourist guides dito? It's going to be the church. God is going to use the church in order to manifest the kingdom of God on the earth. Paliwanag ko ba? And there's this call right now that God is saying, come on, church. This is the time, this is the hour, no more playing games. I want you to rise up this hour and in this occasion. Well, praise God, that's basically the call to the church. And when I gave this particular topic to my son, later on that day there were some articles that came out basically talking about the same thing, rising up. And if there's going to be a statement that I would like to make for this day is this: we are to rise up to meet the challenges of our calling. We are to rise up to meet the challenges of our calling in God. Okay? Now, let me read from Esther chapter 4, verse 13 to 14. Esther chapter 4, verse 13 to 14. And Mordecai told them to answer Esther, "Do not think in your heart that you will escape in the king's palace, any more than all the other Jews. For if you remain completely silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise from the Jews from another place, but you and your father's house will perish. Yet, who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" Who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? And a bit background ito. So basically, one of the things that happened here, Esther became the king's wife during this particular time. Tinago niya identity niya that she was a Jew. And later on, by following Mordecai the uncle's advice, she eventually became the next queen after Vashti was exiled because of disobedience. But then there was one of the enemies of the Jews, Haman. He was a counselor to the king, or he had a very great influence on the king. He had the ear of it, nakikinig sa kanya yung hari. And so somehow by his logic, by his manipulative speaking, he somehow convinced the king to create a day where the Jews will be wiped out. Okay, lahat ng mga Hudyo, basically, he said to the king, they were going to be wiped out because they were troublesome in the kingdom of God. And so when Mordecai heard this, he was troubled. He went fasting. And when Queen Esther found out about this, tinanong niya, "Uncle, what's going on? Why are you fasting? What's all this doom and gloom?" And the uncle said, "Haven't you found out? There is a day that the king has appointed, your husband appointed this, that all the Jews will be wiped out. Papatayin na lahat ng Jews. Can you talk to your husband? Can you talk to the king? Can you find help?" And Esther said, "Well, uncle, ganito yan eh. I'd really like to help. But, you know the rule. Unless the king calls you, you cannot come to his presence." The king has not called me. He's been so busy with so many businesses these days that he has not called me. And if I suddenly show up in the throne room and he does not extend his golden scepter to me, he will have me executed. It was a valid argument. Right? I mean, who could blame her for such an argument? But this was a critical hour. This was a vital moment. Okay? But Mordecai said, "Esther, naintindihan ko sinasabi mo. I also understand the hesitation, but you know, when this day comes and we start getting killed one by one, you might think you're safe in the king's palace. But you're not. Because you're a Jew. Somebody will be able to trace your relationship with me. And you will not be safe there." And then he said, "Esther, I know your hesitation. I know your fears. I know why you are really thinking about this. But consider this, Esther. So far, the way things have happened, suddenly you are there. Don't you know the reason that God placed you there during this time, during this hour, might be for such a time as this? Don't you know that God placed you there? So that pag dumating yung time na ito, you could be in the best position among all of us to talk to the king. Who is in the best position? Me? Well, he hasn't called me. What Jew is in a better position to talk to the king. Nobody except you. And you're made queen. Don't you know that you've been placed there for such a time as this? This is not the time to shrink away. This is not the time to make excuses why you can't do it. This is the time to be strong and to rise up to the challenge that is set before us. Esther, you're the best one, in the best position of all of us to talk to you. And Esther said, okay, please pray and fast with me. We have what we call the Esther fast. No food, no water for 3 days. And then she said, after this, I'll go and talk to the king. If I die, I die. And sabi niya, if he puts me to death, then that's so be it. But I'm going to take this time, this opportunity, this hour to rise to the occasion. Maliwanag po ba? And so it's the same thing with us. We are in this time and in this occasion that God called us. Sometimes while I was reading the Holy Scriptures during the early years, I was saying to God at that time, sana Lord, pinanganak ako ng panahon ng mga apostoles. Okay? So I could have watched you walk the streets of Jerusalem. So I could have seen the miracles with my own eyes. I wish I was born during that time. But the Lord showed me that my being born during this time is not an accident. Marriage and purpose for each and every one of us. Your birth during this time is not an accident. The timing of the move of God during this time is not an accident. With the move of God is the call to further seeking the Lord, to further intimacy with the Lord our God, so that we might rise up during this time and take hold of what God is asking us to do. It's not going to be convenient. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be cheap. But God is calling us to rise up in this hour. Okay? Now, there's a Latin term for this. It's called Carpe Diem. Carpe Diem, or seize the day. The opportunity has come. This is it. Okay? It's not going to be offered again. It's not going to take place again. But this is the time and this is the hour. Don't let it get past you without you rising up and meet the challenge. Because sabi nga ni Mordecai, Esther, all I know is this: God has not failed us. And if you will not rise up in this day and this hour, if you will hide behind the king's authority, salvation and deliverance will still come for the Jews. Okay? In other words, if you will not take your place in this moment in history, somebody will still rise up. God will still use someone who will be willing to say to the Lord, Lord, I don't have what they have. I haven't learned what they've learned. But if you're willing to use me, here I am. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sabi niya, Esther, you're not going to escape if you think, you're just not going to do something. In other words, he was saying, this is not the time to be passive. This is not the time to wait for things to get better. It is a time for you to get involved in what's going on and become a contributing force to the kingdom of God. Carpe Diem, seize the day. Now, in Genesis chapter 15, verse 6, we find a statement about Abraham. Genesis chapter 15, verse 6, I believe so. And he believed in the Lord, and he accounted it to him for righteousness. Abraham believed in the Lord. Ano ba yung nangyari between Abraham and the Lord? The Lord said, I'm going to pray with you from you're going to have a child, and you're going to defile many nations. And he called Abraham to follow him. Sabi nga, he was called not knowing where he was going. All he knew that God called him. And Abraham did not use whatever circumstances he had as an excuse not to follow God. He believed in God, and when God called him, he rose up to the occasion. And the Bible says, because he did this, God accounted it to him as righteousness. Hindi siya natakot, hindi siya kinabahan, hindi siya matras. He rose up to the occasion and did what God wanted him to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? In Exodus chapter 4, verse 10 to 14, we find the story of Moses. And when we talk about Moses, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Parting of the Red Sea, right? I know that there are many things that Moses did, but every time Moses is mentioned, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. God used him to part the Red Sea. Okay? But did you know that there was a time Moses almost did not rise up to the occasion? Did you know that there was a time he almost flunked a test? Okay? In Exodus chapter 4, verse 10 to 14, sabi dito, then Moses said to the Lord, "Oh my Lord, I am not eloquent, neither before nor since you have spoken to your servant, but I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." God was asking him to go to Pharaoh and say to Pharaoh, "This is what my God requires of you. Let my people go." Now, before this, God showed him the many miracles and signs that he will be fulfilling. So Moses said, "God, nakabahan ako kasi hindi ako magaling magsalita. I'm really not good in giving speeches, or I'm going to go before the king, the Pharaoh, the ruler of the land, and I grew up there, but it's been 40 years. I don't know how they behave in the royal court anymore. I don't know the etiquette there, royal manners. I'm not sure whether I'm the right person because I can't say this properly. Okay? Now, was it a valid excuse? Yeah. So, the Lord said to him, verse 11, "Who has made man's mouth? Or who makes the mute, the deaf, the see, or the blind? Have not I the Lord? Now therefore go, and I will be with your mouth, and teach you what you shall say." Can you imagine that? He gives the excuse. He says, "Lord, I'm just not able, I'm not qualified to do this. I have become a shepherd. I'm not a statesman anymore. I'm not a diplomat anymore. I don't know the language of diplomacy anymore." But God said to him, "Kung ano man ang weakness mo, akong bahala sa iyo. Where I guide you, I will provide for you. Where I call you, I will empower you." So, okay, he said, "You can't do that. I will be with your mouth." I mean, think about it. This is God speaking to Moses, right? In other words, God is saying to Moses, "Moses, I've got you covered." Okay? So what did Moses say? Verse 13. But he said, "Oh my Lord, please send by the hand of whomever else you may send." Lord, pwede ba iba na lang padala mo? I know you're assigning me, but I might fail during this hour. Siya na lang kaya. Do you understand what I'm saying? You could rise up in this hour and become what God has called you to be. Or you can make excuses and say, "Siya na lang." You understand what I'm saying? The first excuse valid. Sabi niya, "Lord, hindi ako magsalita." And God says, "I will be with your mouth." Can you imagine that? I will be in your mouth. With your mouth. You say something, I'll make it come to pass. And I will guide you what to say. But Moses was still feeling kind of Kasi parang hindi ako worthy. Kasi parang hindi ako qualified. Kasi baka hindi ko magawa. Kasi baka hindi ko makaya. Kasi ganito, kasi ganon. And so he said, iba na lang, Lord, to send somebody else. What does the scripture say? Verse 14, so the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses. This is what the Lord thinks about excuses. Okay? And he said, is not Aaron, the Levite, your brother? I know that he can speak well. And look, he's also coming out to meet you. When he sees you, he will be glad in his heart. Verse 15. Now you will speak to him and put the words in his mouth, and I will be with your mouth and with his mouth, and I will teach you what you shall do. Verse 16, so he shall be your spokesman to the people, and he himself shall be as a mouth for you, and you shall be to him as God. This was God's original intention. Siya si God, ito si Moses, Moses speaks for God. God speaks to Moses, Moses speaks to Pharaoh. God, God's spokesman. Amen? Ano sabi ni Moses? Lord, hindi ako magaling magsalita. And God says, Moses, huwag ka mag-alala. What you lack in ability, I will provide for you. So Moses says, okay, pero doon na lang kaya ako talaga. Huwag na lang kaya ako. And it's, basically, natutuwag siya. Do you understand what I'm saying? And God will say, okay, Moses, I understand. I know you might get disappointed. I know you're afraid of getting humiliated and embarrassed, so it's okay now. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible says, his anger was kindled against Moses. Pero mabait pa rin ang Panginoon. Sabi niya, ako si God, ikaw ang spokesman ko, but because itong ginawa mo, ay yung pinsan mo, ay kapatid mo, si Aaron, he's going to be your spokesman. I'm God, you're my spokesman, I'll give you your brother Aaron to be your spokesman, the spokesman. So, sabi niya, I will tell you this, you will tell Aaron, and then Aaron will tell Pharaoh. Sabi niya, parang ikaw ang Diyos kay Pharaoh. Because meron ka sarili mong spokesman. It's not the best deal, it's not the best arrangement that God had in mind, but God had to do that at that particular time. What I'm trying to show you is that what is God's attitude concerning excuses. Okay? He's not happy with excuses. It's not something that, okay na, because our God, He's a loving God, He's a patient God, okay? He's a compassionate God, but He's not a namby-pamby God. You understand what I'm saying? He's not a pushover. So kailangan makita natin yung bagay nito. Amen po ba? But here, we see how that Moses almost missed rising up to the occasion. But he did. He rose up to the occasion because of this particular thing. Now, in the book of Numbers, chapter 14, in the book of Numbers, chapter 14, are you learning something from this? This is talking about the armies of Israel and how that God told them they were like a few days away from the promised land. And God said, send some spies there. And tell the spies to report on what they see. And basically what God was trying to get to do is that pag narinig nila how profitable the land is, it will build anticipation and motivation in the hearts of the people. God told them, describe only the blessings of the land. But the spies came and did not just describe the blessings of the land, they also described the bigness of the enemy. And they made a judgment call and they said, hindi natin kaya ito. The word for them at that moment, go cross over, take the promised land, never mind the enemy. They will be like bread to you. That was the point. Okay? But the spies came back and said, hindi natin sila kaya. And so many in the land chickened out. Naduwa, natakot, nag-chicken out. And so because of this, we find a statement in Numbers 14, verse 20 to 25. Then the Lord said, I pardon according to your word, but truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord. Because all of these men who have seen my glory, and the signs which I did in Egypt, and in the wilderness, and have put me to the test now these 10 times, and have not heeded my voice, they certainly shall not see the land of which I swore to their fathers, nor shall any of those who rejected me to see it. But my servant Caleb, because he has a different spirit in him, and has followed me fully, I will bring into the land where he went, and his descendants shall inherit it. So, during this time, yung mga tao nagpo-complain, hindi natin kaya. Kung gagawin natin, suicide, mamatay na tayo. God never told them to evaluate whether they can do it or not. God said to them, go there, take possession of the land. The enemy will be like bread to you. But they evaluated, and they came up with a committee decision. Hindi natin kaya, we can't do it. Joshua and Caleb tried to change their minds. Let's not back off. Let's not shrink away. Huwag tayong maduduwa. This was given to us. Let's do this. We can do this. God is the one who told us to do this. He commanded us to do this. If He commands us to do this, we can do this. Okay? So what was the reaction to that? They wanted to stone Joshua and Caleb. So now God's anger was kindled against them. I was going to destroy them. Kahit pa paano, nag-intercede pa rin para sa kanila. God said, okay, I won't destroy them. But because they came against me, they will not see the promised land. Their generation died within 40 years. The next generation was able to come to the promised land. Ano nangyari dito? They could have entered the promised land 40 years earlier. Had they risen to the occasion, they could have entered the promised land 40 years earlier. They did not have to die in the wilderness. It would have completed the testimony for them. Can you imagine they're saying this? We were once captives in Egypt. Then here comes this guy Moses. He tells us words. And then there's this power encounter between Moses and the magicians of Egypt. And then it ended up they're letting us go. And then He parted the Red Sea. He was for us a pillar of cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night. And then the time came, we finally crossed. And we're here in the cloud. That could have been their testimony. But that wasn't their testimony, at least the generation. Namatay sila because they did not rise up to the occasion. Only Joshua and Caleb. And according to God, it says, I like them, they have a different spirit. Hindi sila duwag. Hindi sila matatakutin. Hindi nila pinapasa sa iba yung pinagagawa sa they will do it. You understand what I'm saying? Hello? You're learning something from this. Okay? Now, so now they're inside the promised land. Isa-isa nilang kinoconquer yung enemies of the land because that's what God said. Some of the people, what God really wanted was for them to conquer everything. But when they conquered like about 3/4 of the land, many of them says, "Oh, Bible the food." It's really wearisome and tiresome. And we've got 3/4 of the land already. Let's not wala nang labanan. Time for peace. Let's stop singing the song. Everyone was going through by day. No more singing that song. Tigil na. And Joshua said, "Look, guys, that's not what the Lord said. He said to conquer everything." Everybody. But some of them said, "That's enough. We've got the land. Maybe we don't have 100%. All in some, we have about 3/4 of this." Now, look at Caleb in Joshua chapter 14. Are you learning something from this? Joshua chapter 14, verse 6 to 12. Then the children of Judah came to Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite said to him, "You know the word which the Lord said to Moses, the man of God, concerning you and me in Kadesh Barnea. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of the Lord, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land. And I brought back word to him as it was in my heart." Take note what he said. During that time when Moses gave us the command, that time I was 40 years old. Okay? "Nevertheless, my brethren who went up with me made the heart of the people melt. But I wholly followed the Lord my God." Verse 9. "So Moses swore on that day, saying, Surely the land where your foot has trodden shall be your inheritance, and your children's forever, because you have wholly followed the Lord my God. And now, behold, the Lord has kept me alive, as he said, this 45 years. The Lord has kept me alive 45 years more." Okay? So how old was he now that he was speaking? Simple addition. Nung binigay sa akin ni Moses yung command to go to the land and spy out the land, I was 40 years old. And now, 45 years later, how old was Caleb now? What? 85 years old. He was past retirement time. You understand what I'm saying? Now, behold, the Lord has kept me alive, as he said, these 45 years, ever since the Lord spoke the word to Moses, while Israel wandered in the wilderness. And now here I am this day, 85 years old, just in case hindi tayo malumataan sinabi natin. Here we are. Today I am 85 years old. As yet I am as strong this day as on the day that Moses sent me. And just as my strength was then, so now is my strength for war, both for going out and for coming in. Look at verse 12. "Now therefore give me this mountain of which the Lord spoke in that day. For you heard in that day that the Anakim were there, and that the cities were great and fortified. It may be that the Lord will be with me, and I shall be able to drive them out of the land. Drive them out, as the Lord said." The Anakim, these were the tribes at that time who had giants in the land. Tinatawag ng mga Nephilim. And it's not easy fighting. Caleb could have said, "Nalipasan na ako ng kabataan ko. Let's give this to the younger generation. Let's give this to the generation after me. I should be thinking of retiring. I would rather go to the beach, stay in the sun, drink my juice, just take it easy. Because I'm 85 years old. Let the young ones fight it out. I'm not my share of fighting. It's not enough. No? I'm 85 years old today. I still have my God. Give me this month. Ayaw nilang conquer itong mountain na to. They think it's hard work. They think it's a disturbance. I'm like, Joshua, if they don't want, give me this mountain. I'll do it. If they won't do it, I'll do it. I'll fight the giants in the land. You understand what I'm saying? He was asking for another project. And he was not asking for the easy ones. And sometimes you ask, okay, we need to be committed to the Lord. And some people commit and say, okay, I'll pump it up madaling ministry. You understand what I'm saying? We sometimes look for the easiest. This guy was looking for the hardest. And he's 85 years old. I should give him my senior citizen card I gave him. No, hindi ko bagay mga sinasabi. And so, dito makikita natin, he not only rose to the occasion, he keeps on rising up to the occasion. He's not backing down from any project. He's not saying, Lord, pagod na ako. Okay? He's taking them one by one. In Hebrews chapter 10, 38, last verse. I should have got many verses right. I'll make this the last verse. Now the just shall live by faith. But if anyone draws back, my soul has no pleasure in him. If anyone draws back, merong matras, umaya, give up, mama ko the excuse, di na kaya, things like this. Bible very clearly says, my soul has no pleasure in that. And it doesn't say that God will hate you. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say that God will forget you. No, it doesn't. God will still love you. Right? There are parents who love their children, even if some of their children are drug addicts. There are people who love their children, even if their children are not achieving anything. They just don't have pleasure in them. They just wish they could do more. And God is like that. Sabi nga ng Holy Scriptures, we've read this many times in the past, how that He prepared the ways for us, even before we live out one of those days. What God wants is for us to be born on the earth, and then finally live out the plan and the destiny that we have in Him. We will find this in Jesus Christ by faith in Christ. Sabi dito, if that person in the middle of this walk of faith, the fight of faith says, ayoko na, hindi ko kaya, or too hard, or whatever excuse, the Bible says He takes no pleasure. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we don't want that to be God's attitude towards us. We want to be able to rise up in this day, this hour, and do what God tells us to do. Amen? Now, that's for the entire body of Christ. But for us, it also means that, well, with the primacy comes the inheritance to see people. Now, I've seen you rise to the occasion. When I first came here in 1987, basically we had the mindset na taga-probinsya lang tayo. So we can't do as much as the people I mentioned earlier. I have to convince you that the God of the city is also God of the province. First occasion is when we said, walang telephone, banks are closing, the road from here to the airport is a rough road, Not many places to go to. 5:30 in the afternoon, things begin to close because of that group that roams around and abuses people. So I called you to a prayer and fasting one day a week. And we prayed for this. Today we are seeing the fruits of our prayers. Okay? I saw you rise up also after the Mount Makiling fiasco. How many of you still remember Mount Makiling? How many of you are trying to forget it? That we were not treated correctly. And I heard you say, never again. But then dumating yung bagyo. And I challenge you not to let your hurts and disappointments keep you back, but to take the steps of faith again. Even if it meant you might get hurt again. And I saw you rising. We have a nice experience and a history of us rising up to the occasion. But this time, we're not just rising up to an occasion, then after that comes time. When I was told as the bride, sabi nga ni Father Owen, the center of gravity is now in those sides. They will have high expectations of us. I understand the pressure. But as we have risen up in the past, so let's rise up again. This is for all the members. And this is for something which will not end. But at least, I said, I wanted to live until 120 years old. If I do my job as a private, let's still be back. So we're going to have this occasion on January 4th. And other occasions. It's not cheap. It's not convenient. It's not easy. It will entail sacrifices again and again. But we've never flinched in the past. We've never shrunk away. We've never faded out. Hindi natin umpisan yun ngayon. We're going to keep on rising. Amen? And so praise be to God. Keep that in your heart and mind. We want to rise up with God's challenge for us, especially this revival that's going on, and God's specific challenge to us to become the seed of the CEC in Southeast Asia. Amen? Let's all stand together.